good opportunity to use it. And I mean, it just sets up for a very explosive mid game with a composition that we know can be.
And for Rekkles, obviously, when he is doing well, Fnatic is doing well, and you can see that here. Hylissang, of course, the man roaming to set up these plays, but Rekkles not hesitating to follow with the teleport. And now Fnatic find themselves with a very comfortable 1K gold lead.
And I do want to start talking about what this composition can do. We know that they're going to come online on level 6, but the backline dive of a Zoe, Nocturne, Galio, Kai'Sa. Just think about that. Everyone and their mother can fly back there with every single ultimate, and they can cause such chaotic fights and rip Origen open from the inside if they ever springboard ahead.
Yeah, and that's where Origen have to play these fights very cautiously because they do have very good defensive tools, right? You have Ezreal, but Tom gets getting slammed.
Gonna have to use that thick skin. Doesn't even get the
Doesn't look defensive right now.
No.
God. Hylissang just standing in front of Rekkles, body blocking all those Mystic shots, and you can see desperately Patrick is trying to get some mana back, has a biscuit in the inventory, but just can't even trade here.
And, you know, I talked about this earlier in the day, but Rekkles is sort of a player that in this new year had to pick up more of the slack here on Fnatic in terms of carrying the team. And what he did was he tried to play a lot of lane dominant champions and use that to make a bigger impact in these games. And he struggled with it for a while, but now with that early first blood and the way that both him and Hylissang have been playing this 2 versus 2, it has looked very, very promising for the future of this Fnatic squad.
And as we look at across the board, once again, checking on the gold, almost 2K now in the favor of Fnatic. We checked in a minute ago, and already they've grown their gold lead exponentially. The one weak point for them at this point is Bwipo in an unfavorable matchup on the top side as Alphari just continues to apply the pressure. But he's sitting pretty. We heard about this on Euphoria. He says, hey, yeah, you can make me go 20, 30, 40 CS down in a game. I don't mind taking a losing matchup. When my team is winning the game, it just will not matter. For OG, trying to claw back a little bit here with an advantage with an Ocean Drake.
Okay, Paranoia is available here. Here comes Broxah.
No, just leaps right into the pit and is now cold. Is going to heal up so quickly. Will be able to grab that one in the end, but the follow-up is here. Mithy now trying to run for his life, has saved the 80 carry, but Rekkles just goes right in. He says, this is a feast for me. Unstoppable from the Sion. The blast cone is there. Decimating smash. If he charges up, he can hit a target. Big damage! Zoe, so much damage here. The dive, the patience coming in. Mithy, no hope. The double kill now for Nemesis. Bwipo finally gets to join the party, and Fnatic are popping off.
Look at that dive. Precision on the side of Fnatic, and the crowd is going wild here because they have a 2,000 gold lead over the team that just beat G2 last week.
And the consolation prize, of course, is the fact that Cold manages to secure the Ocean Dragon. Hard to outsmite the likes of a Nunu when he has that consume available to him as well as the smite. But the Paranoia, Broxah, was able to get the level 6 first and goes in to start this play off.
And you see the power of this engage right here because Hylissang gets a 2-man taunt to leave room for Broxah to single out Cold. Then some miscommunication there as Mithy eats a Cold that just flashed, leaves room for Rekkles to ulti straight back into the backline. All 4 members of Fnatic show up for some massive burst damage by Nemesis, and the rest is just too easy.
And it just physically hurts me to watch Zoe pop off like this. It's a terrifying sight. And now for Nukeduck, he was sitting pretty. He was winning trades, and suddenly he looks down and he goes, why does my lane opponent have 2 kills, guys? What happened here? Nemesis gonna feel so much more comfortable in this lane. We have to remember, last time they played, he was down 30 or 40 CS, and Rekkles is 3-0-4. This man, he is so content to keep farming these people for gold, to keep mining away at this Tahm Kench, that he's gotten 2 pickaxes.
It also will help him siege the towers. Obviously, instead of going for the crit itemization, you can go for the flat AD as well as the Berserker Greaves and make it that much easier to just force down plates.
Well, Cold looking for a roll in top lane, not going to work. But to springboard off that point, I think that while it does give him that good tower damage, he also just didn't recall with enough money to build the Infinity Edge. So we got a component
like, why not
for
2?
that Ginsu's. Yeah, he's just, let me grab 2 of those so I can get onto that Ginsu's a little faster once I do finish.
To be fair, the odds have not been super in his favor this season, so I can see why he wouldn't want to go for the crit cloak. You know, doesn't feel super great. We'll go for the guaranteed
Here's another
damage
one
here, and that's a lot of guaranteed damage. Mithy, lamb to the slaughter, or catfish to the slaughter, but will try to trade one back. Rekkles now on a rampage, grabs yet another tower plate. Nukeduck suddenly so far behind in this lane, and everything that needed to go right on the side of Origen is now turning against them. The Urgot, the only remaining hope on this lineup.
I mean, there's a pretty clear story right here, and it's that Fnatic have killed the Origen bot lane 7 times. And the only 3 kills that Origin have are all on a Tahm Kench as he dies, getting dove underneath the tower. Fnatic have played this one so well, but even the kills have gone on to the correct members of OG.
And that's the gamble that Origin took. The fact that they had the Ezreal and the Tahm Kench, a very defensive bot lane. They're saying, okay, if you're going to throw everything in the Reckless basket, we will have the defensive line that you won't be able to crack. Fnatic called them on their bluff and smashed it.
Yeah, and I mean, for Origin, they wanted to play this sort of composition that came through the laning phase sort of without much action, and then use the power of a LeBlanc and Ezreal to sort of jump forward, find poke, and take control over the middle lane. Right now, they're looking for Broxah.
Good
Broxah. Good to use the ultimate, though. Of course, ultimate is available for Hylissang. Ball not going to connect either. So ultimate's used there. Fishing on the side of OG, though. Clearly just looking for a weakness in the Fnatic lineup.
Right now, there's not much of one because Fnatic are sieging mid lane, using Kai'Sa down on the bottom side, but they have the duo here. They want to go.
The ulti is available for Reckless as well. He can move in here. Starting to walk up. Broxah needs to be careful. Cold just throwing that one out, but the spell shield is there as well. Cold now in the middle of the team, but chasing Reckless. Reckless on the back line just leaps right over that wall to move in onto Cold. They cannot catch the 80 carry as he leaps back to his team for safety. Oh! It's just they're gonna kill Nukeduck too. Nukeduck trying desperately to hold on his life. The clone there, the homie to balk that one for him. The flash forward. Nemesis is coming alive in this game.
And it just smells of desperation from Origin. They immediately vacate the bot lane. That tower's too low. Reckless had the charge. He was building up the creep wave. They knew it was going to fall, so they wanted to make a play with the Abyssal Voyage, but they bite off way more than they can chew.
And Fnatic read them like a book, right? I mean, they have Hylissang look like a bait. Broxah steps a little bit too far forward.
Look high in fiber. Look delicious.
Exactly. I mean, and they bring Origin all the way inside of their own jungle. Then they use the Galio ult to sort of stall it out. And all that time, Reckless had pushed bottom lane and made the rotation over to now find himself sitting 5-0-4 with that Infinity Edge and puts himself in a position to completely carry this game.
Taking another look at this one, it should be noted also all of the control vision that Fnatic have as they're luring Origin deeper and deeper into this.
Also, let's be clear, Ezreal at this point does not do damage. He has a tier and an Iceborne Gauntlet. That's not much in the ways of these fights. While Hylissang and Broxah did get low, there just wasn't the DPS with a Tahm Kench, Nunu, Ezreal that do anything.
Absolutely brutal to watch. Nukeduck just barely able to escape courtesy of that LeBlanc passive, and a truly difficult game for the Origin lineup as a whole. Alphari the only man untouched, and I think mostly because Fnatic just haven't gone to his lane yet. They've been focused everywhere else. A very different story for OG this week. Last week, they felt pretty untouchable. They felt like they might be able to contest the top of the table, and this week, Fnatic are showing up huge. Oh. Move in, Nukeduck. Now the ulti comes out. Immediately the snowball is let go.
Broxah thinking maybe there was a little bit more to that play than initially seen. He did end up using the darkness here as Alphari also popped the ghost from the unsealed spellbook to see if maybe there was going to be a play happening in the middle lane, but Origin cannot match Fnatic at this point. They need to find pockets on the map where they can have a numbers advantage if they ever want to look for a play, but honestly, right now, they just need to be in damage control, clear as many waves as possible, and not get picked by Zoe.
Oh, Sleepy Tahm Kench, no cleanse. Does have the thick skin and about 300 real health remaining at this point in the game, so that Zoe one shot will come through at some point.
The unfortunate reality for Origin right now is that there's nothing for them to contest or trade on the map in terms of it.
Oh!
Clinched.
Nice try. Yep.
Release. For them to trade on the map. The mid tower is about to fall, top tower is about to fall, and it was the Infernal already picked up for Fnatic before they went to the rotation for Rift Herald. So just very cleanly played from Fnatic that leaves Origin to say, okay, we can farm our jungle, and we can farm bot lane, and that's about it.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do in the way of making plays, and we were really excited by the Nunu at the start because it is a strong early game champion that can sort of pressure you by outrunning you and being faster than you. But at this point in the game, it's really hard for Nunu to do much of anything because his windup is so slow. It's very easy for Fnatic to dodge and engage, and now that we get into a team fight, you wonder, what does he offer? And the honest truth that because all of his CC is so delayed, the answer, it's just not much.
Yeah, it's basically zone control. With the Urgot and the Nunu, it's supposed to offer so much zone and control over a fight that the repeated poke damage from LeBlanc and Ezreal is what carries Origin. But at this point, because the carries are so far behind and aren't finding that burst damage, there's just not a lot of options for how they would want to even fight these things.
And also zone control is great, but the Nunu's 0-3. That's not a lot of control. He can put that zone down, but they just don't care. The Urgot, yes, is scary, but just might not be enough. You can already see GA